So Elon Musk is apparently already ruffling some feathers in Trump world and even got into a pretty heated dispute with one of Trump's top advisors. Now, he's not just stepping on the toes of people in Trump world. Elon Musk is also making the people who voted for Donald Trump a little bit nervous because now they're not so sure that a billionaire should have this much influence over a president. Isn't that something? Let me say that again, just in case you think that you misheard me. You didn't. Some people who voted for a billionaire are a little bit concerned about the influence another billionaire will have on our billionaire president. And I'm not sure if they missed the first time this guy was president or not, but his signature policy achievement was a tax cut for him and his billionaire buddies. This was an administration by and for the billionaire class. He stacked his administration full of executives from Wall Street and corporate America. So I don't really know why anyone would expect things to be different this time, but I guess some people did apparently. So let's talk about what voters are saying about Elon Musk first, and then we're going to get to the impact that that Elon Musk rather is having on Trump world in the second half of this video. So with regard to the Trump voters who are now a little bit wary of the influence of a billionaire in politics, so Axios published the results of this focus group featuring 14 swing voters from battleground states, and none of them thought that it was good that Elon Musk was so close to Donald Trump, but they articulate this in various ways. Now, of the 14 voters included in said focus group, all 14 of them voted for Donald Trump in 2016. All of them then flipped and voted for Biden in 2020. Then in 2024, they kind of split. 5 voted for Trump, 5 voted for Harris, and 4 voted for third parties. Now, it's evident that some of these swing voters who flipped back to Trump are already feeling a little bit of buyer's remorse after seeing how much influence Elon Musk is already having on Trump's administration. Axios reports, quote, "He's very good, obviously, at business," referring to Elon Musk, "but I didn't vote for him," said Pierre D. of Las Vegas. "I don't know what his ultimate agenda would be for having that type of access. I wonder what he could be wanting." Quote, "I think it'll favor his Tesla company and he'll get the majority of the breaks. And just by throwing a couple $100 million on Trump's campaign, they're going to look the other way," predicted George L. of Phoenix. "There's nothing, in my opinion, in Elon Musk's history that shows that he's got the best interest of the country or its citizens in mind," said Blair P. of Oxford, Michigan. Yeah, no shit. Now, we don't know who said what in terms of did the Trump supporter say this or did the Harris voters say this? We don't know. But there was a mix of Harris and Trump voters, as well as third-party voters, that apparently said it was bad that Elon Musk was this close to Donald Trump. Therefore, you kind of get the impression that some of them were duped by Donald Trump again and didn't do their research, which, shame on them for being ignorant and not putting in the time to figure out who they were voting for. But I actually want to play a clip directly from half of this focus group because I don't think that the article sufficiently captures the depth of stupidity from these 14 swing state voters. You have to see it to understand what we're actually dealing with here. So in this clip you're about to see here, the group is asked if they think it's good or bad that Musk is so close to Donald Trump. Watch their reactions.
Who on balance thinks that that's a good thing? None of you? Among those who've heard it, who thinks it's a bad thing? 2 of you. The other 4 of you, no opinion either way? Okay. Melissa, no opinion?
It's just that, look, I've heard it, but I don't know if it's true or not. So, the media can put things out. So again, I think the jury's out whether he is actually going to be advising Trump, whether he's been offered a position. I'd have to know more about that before.
Okay, it's not about I'm talking about right now, today. Elon Musk is advising President Trump. He's at Mar-a-Lago and he's advising him apparently all day long, every day. Has anybody who's heard that? None of you have heard that Elon Musk has literally planted himself in Mar-a-Lago and is with Trump all day long.
No.
None of you have heard that.
Nope.
Okay. Got it.
And that, my friends, is the average American voter, completely oblivious to the world around them, but oh so confident in their beliefs. Now, Pierre, the guy who said that I didn't vote for him, which was giving I voted for Trump, not Elon Musk, I could be wrong about that, but I think that he's one of the Trump voters who does think that it's bad that Elon Musk has so much influence over Donald Trump. But I mean, the guy spent more than $100 million to get Trump elected. Did you think that he was giving him all of that money out of the kindness of his heart? Of course not. It was an investment, and he expects a return on that investment. And to be clear, this isn't uniquely a Trump problem. This is a problem that we have with our political system, but Trump is just kind of nakedly corrupt, and he wears his corruption on his sleeve. But let me tell you what I mean by that. So in 2014, Princeton University published a study by Doctors Gillens and Page, and they looked at what kind of policies actually get adopted and who prefers said policies that are most likely to get adopted. And they found that economic elites and interest groups have a much higher probability of having their preferred policies passed compared to average citizens. In fact, citizens have a statistically insignificant impact on policy outcomes, meaning that our government effectively functions as an oligarchy. And what elites want, they get because they have lobbying power, whereas we don't. And thanks to Citizens United and McCutcheon, these are Supreme Court decisions, they're able to give unlimited sums of money to politicians, which now gets them policies that they want or cushy jobs in those administrations. And this corrupt cronyism is sometimes referred to as the swamp. And when Trump was running for president the first time, he actually promised to drain the swamp. But he didn't do that. In fact, he filled the swamp and became the swamp monster that he claimed he was going to fight against. And this time, he wasn't even pretending anymore to want to drain the swamp. Him and Elon Musk actually laughed about his mistreatment of workers in a call that was streamed for all of us to hear.
I mean, I look at what you do. You walk in and you just say, you want to quit? They go on strike. I won't mention the name of the company, but they go on strike and you say, that's okay. You're all gone. You're all gone. So every one of you is gone, and you are the greatest. You would be very good.
Yeah. So don't complain about Elon Musk's proximity to Donald Trump if you voted for that. Because like all billionaires, Musk is going to expect a return on that investment. He's going to expect Trump's NLRB appointees to look the other way when he abuses his workers. He's going to expect more government contracts, more government welfare that he thinks should be cut from individuals like you or me. He's going to expect Trump's policy to benefit his businesses. In fact, Trump hasn't even got sworn in yet, and his VP is already trying to return the favor after Musk helped them get elected. I say this because J.D. Vance suggested that there's going to be consequences for European countries that try to regulate Elon Musk's platforms. So say they want to enforce anti-hate speech policies and they want to apply that to Twitter. Well, in response, maybe the United States drops support for NATO. This shouldn't surprise anyone because, of course, politicians are going to do the bidding of the people that helped get them elected. But I will say that, these types of agreements between politicians and their donors are usually just nakedly transactional. But Elon Musk, he does seem unique in the sense that he doesn't just think that his money bought him access and influence. He also thinks it bought him friendship as well. And that's where we get into the second part of the video, where we talk about how Elon Musk is annoying people in Trump's world. And this is probably apparent to people who are just watching it. I mean, just look at this interaction between Trump and Elon Musk. Musk takes out his phone, Trump points and he puts it away immediately, kind of like an annoyed parent. But Trump has been with Elon Musk since he was elected. I mean, Elon Musk has not left his side to the point where Trump is even seemingly starting to get annoyed with him. In fact, he told House Republicans last week, Elon Musk won't go home. I can't get rid of him. And he was obviously joking, but I think he was also low-key trying to send Musk a message that he might be overstaying his welcome a little bit. But Musk clearly hasn't taken the hint, but Trump isn't the only one who's seemingly annoyed with Elon Musk's presence, because NBC News reports, quote, Musk has been so aggressive in pushing his views about Trump's second term that he's stepping on the toes of Trump's transition team and maybe overstaying his welcome at Mar-a-Lago, Trump's home in Palm Beach, Florida, according to two people familiar with the transition who have spent time at the resort over the past week. The sources said Musk's near constant presence at Mar-a-Lago in the week since Election Day had begun to wear on people who've been in Trump's inner circle longer than he has, officials and who see him as overstepping his role in the transition. The sources spoke on the condition of anonymity because they're not authorized to speak publicly. Quote, he's behaving as if he's a co-president and making sure everyone knows it, one of the people said. And he's sure taking lots of credit for the president's victory, bragging about America PAC and X to anyone who will listen. He's trying to make President Trump feel indebted to him, and the president is indebted to no one, this person added. Now, Axios goes on to report that it got so bad that Musk got into what was described as a, quote, massive blow-up and a, quote, huge explosion after Musk accused the top Trump advisor of leaking his preferred cabinet picks to the media, presumably to pressure Trump to choose them. And before that, that same Trump advisor was pissed off at Elon Musk because Musk started to question whether or not that top Trump ally had too much influence over Donald Trump's cabinet picks. And then Elon Musk started to push his own cabinet picks over the picks of Trump's allies. So it led to a clash because people who've been in Trump's inner circle for longer, like this top ally, is thinking, we've been here since day one and you're a Johnny-come-lately and now you're trying to make it seem as if you're more important than all of us? Step aside. But Musk won't step aside because he has an ego. And when you put so many narcissists and crazy people with egos in a room for so long, I mean, it's only a matter of time before they start to fight each other. So Elon Musk is stepping on everyone's toes. And I think that they're now realizing that they got a little bit more than they bargained for by accepting all of that money from Elon Musk, because he's not like other billionaires where he buys a politician and then goes away and patiently awaits a payoff in 2 to 4 years. He actually wants to be part of the process because he's not just interested in the financial well-being of his companies. He's also a very lonely guy who has no friends and just wants to feel included. And because he's the richest man in the world, he also has an overinflated ego and probably thinks that he knows more than he does, since he's surrounded by yes men who will tell him that all of his dumbass ideas are just super brilliant. And now he's going to co-run the Department of Government Efficiency, which is a commission that will make recommendations to make the government more efficient. For example, they want to delete entire government agencies or slash regulations or fire government personnel. And Vivek Ramaswamy, who's going to co-lead this commission with Elon Musk, gave us his brilliant plan to determine who stays and who goes. And let's just listen to that.
If your social security number ends in an odd number, you're out. If it ends in an even number, you're in. There's a 50% cut right there. Of those who remain, if your social security number starts in an even number, you're in. And if it starts with an odd number, you're out. Boom. That's a 75% reduction, done literally stochastically.
That's his big plan to make government more efficient. I don't know if he came up with that himself or if Elon Musk told him that that's a good idea, but I promise you, that's not going to do what he thinks it's going to do. And if you really want to make some cuts, you should start with the commissions that have 2 leaders, like the Department of Government Efficiency. And listen, this plan might actually do what he wants in terms of saving money, but again, it's not going to make the government more efficient. And even if you were trying to trim the fat by firing hundreds of thousands of people, that alone is bad because those people shouldn't lose their jobs for no reason. But I mean, if you were going to do that, wouldn't the government be more efficient if you based those terminations on experience and expertise as opposed to just drawing a number or pulling names out of hats? I mean, that's effectively what he's doing here. Because we have a massive government filled with unelected bureaucrats that everybody likes to complain about for a reason. Without these people, the country would grind to a halt. Americans would find out real quickly how important these unelected bureaucrats really are when their social security checks and their tax returns are delayed. When simple government services that we take for granted grind to a halt, become completely inaccessible. See, Americans, they always have to learn things the hard way, and the stupid people force all of us to suffer as well because they don't want to take the time to actually know how government functions. We need these people to run the government, and they're there for a reason. A government of that size might just seem bad, but the question is, what is the government doing? We have a lot of people in this country. These agencies do different things, and rather than just wanting to get rid of them, maybe try to understand how they work. But I mean, we're asking for a lot here from Americans. But yeah, sometimes Americans just have to find out the hard way. They have to find out, again, that Donald Trump is a billionaire who doesn't care about them. He only cares about himself. But I mean, that's kind of the way things have been going lately. Americans, they just go back and forth, kind of like those focus group voters where they voted for Trump in 2016, then they thought, wow, things aren't getting better. Let me try this party again. And then some of them were like, yeah, things still aren't getting better. I'll try the other party again. Rather than actually taking the time to educate themselves and inform themselves about why things are so bad. Learning about the system itself and how capitalism is keeping them down, how neoliberalism has devastated the working class. They just think, well, I voted this way last time and I'm going to vote this way this time, even though the guy who's running isn't running on any policies and he's chumming it up with billionaires and didn't do anything for me when he was in office the first time. And he's talking about Arnold Palmer's cock at rallies and he's like pantomiming dick sucking. I mean, I guess I'll try him again because, you know, I don't feel better under the current administration. It's just deeply disappointing that this is how Americans base their votes, essentially on vibes, but that's the way it is. We are living in a dystopian idiocracy, and you know, vote for stupid, you get stupid. This is what they wanted, so I don't want to see them complain about it.
Do yourself a favor and click the join button on YouTube to become a member. Because Mike's doing a great job getting to watch his videos before everyone else is tremendous. Many people are saying this. Join today, folks. You won't regret it.